Welcome to SVG-TV News for Thursday, May 25th, 2023. I'm Rochelle Batiste with the details. Minister of Tourism and Culture, Carlos James, says every Vincentian should rally around the port modernization project, which is of benefit to all citizens. Minister James is speaking on the matter on Star Radio on Tuesday.
We're doing it. We're not doing it for any of us in the government. We're doing it for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We're doing it for the farmers who are going to export, the fisher folk, the persons in light manufacturing, those who are also in heavy manufacturing, because a lot of people don't realize that we have some major companies here in St. Vincent. Eastern Caribbean group of companies. The Camden Park, Eastern Caribbean Metals. Even Mr. Elliott, who has the manufacturing company that does the windows and so on. A lot of the companies here in St. Vincent export regionally. And we don't want it to be a Labour project or NDP against the project. It has to be all of us coming together as a country and building out, recovering, especially after this disaster we had with the volcano, and recovering and building back this country for Vincentians. And that's the only how we are going to really see the economic potential of our people. So when we work together, none of us in this government is practicing any kind of us versus them, or we don't want them and we aren't doing this for them. All of us, every single member of the cabinet, and I can speak for them on that point, they're doing their work in the interest of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, not for one set of people.
The modern port project is the second largest capital project in this country's history. The $600 million EC of port project is being funded by the Caribbean Development Bank, the British government, and the Export-Import Bank of Taiwan. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves is appealing to persons to desist from dumping their garbage at the southern end of the decommissioned E.T. Joshua Airport.
Imagine you have stuff, rather than taking it to the landfill. The dumping at the seaward end, just across there, people have the children. I don't know what happened in some people's heads. I had to get Hans King, who heads National Properties, and the area is under the suzerainty of National Properties. Hans had to build, National Properties decided that they had to build, after I spoke to them, I didn't know if they had to build it, but they determined it. They had to build a site down there. I mean, a watchman booth, a security booth. And they would have to try security around the night, around the clock. Just wasting money because people to regulate people who are just being unconscionable and unreasonable.
On NBC Radio yesterday, PM Gonsalves also expressed concern with the parking of flatbed trucks along the public road.
So many people also want to buy flatbeds, and I understand that. But you have to get somewhere to put it. You can't park it anywhere on the road. You remember that a lot of them were being parked on the at Arnsville, and we had to get them moved, because if they there a little long, they go say you gotta find somewhere for them. Now the parking, the parking on the road, going up, some of them going up to where the fuel, up to where the Vinlek power plant is in Cane Hall. And people who deliver in fuel are complaining. The people say they may not go there because of the truck had to maneuver through these flatbeds. You see how irresponsible some people can be? No, man, just be reasonable. So I told the police that they have to take a firm hand on these things. Very firm. And of course, National Properties in relation to the site at Arnsville. People dumping stuff, dumping the garbage. What kind of foolishness is this?
And head of the traffic department of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, Assistant Superintendent of Police Panel Brown, said they are greatly concerned about the safety of pedal cyclists on the nation's roads and are urging parents to ensure that their children are equipped with safety gears before they go riding.
As you are well aware, there's an increase of pedal cyclists that is used in our roads. Most of them are without the necessary protective gears, the helmet, they doesn't have a bell, they doesn't have a light, and most of them, they're not riding properly. So I am calling on the parent and guardian of these persons, these young persons who are the future of tomorrow. When you see your son or your grandson is leaving home to ride his pedal bike, make sure that he leaves with his helmet, the bike has a belt to alert other persons as to their position on the road, and they have a light, and the bike have brakes.
The most recent fatal accident involving a pedal cyclist occurred on Sunday, May 14, 2023 in the Orange Hill area, resulting in the death of a 13-year-old student of Sandy Bay. And the police here are investigating the shooting death of a tradesman of Redemption Shops earlier today. The deceased has been identified as 33-year-old Brian Samuel. The police say Samuel was reportedly approached and shot about his body in Redemption Shops by an unknown assailant. A post-mortem examination is expected to be carried out on Samuel's body to ascertain the exact cause of death. Police are appealing to members of the public with information that can aid with this investigation to contact the officer in charge of the Criminal Investigations Department, the Major Crimes Unit, a telephone number 1784-4561810 or 1784-4571211. The police say all calls will be treated confidentially. Samuel's killing bring the homicide count in SVG for the year thus far to 19. And the police say a joint operation carried out last Friday, May 19th at the Camden Park Container Port resulted in the seizure of a quantity of high-grade cannabis from Canada. The joint operation was carried out around 11:30 a.m. last Friday at the port between police, port and customs officials. The police say one 40-foot container shipped from Canada was searched, and that during the search, several packages of Canadian high-grade cannabis were discovered and seized. The combined weight of the packages amounted to 219 pounds. The police say no arrest was made and the investigation is ongoing. We hear that 11 female Calypsonians will be vying for the 2023 Queen of Calypso title on Saturday, June 3rd, 2023 at the Russell's Auditorium. The competitors are from 3 of the Calypso tents, 5 from the Upstage Calypso tent, 5 from Graduates Calypso tent, and 1 from the Untold tent. President of the National Calypsonian Association, Earl Cabot Bennett, said the organization is working hard to ensure that this year's competition is a success.
We decided this year to select a band from the various tents. We asked persons with the requisite expertise to look for persons who think are extremely competent. So they came up with this band. On guitar, arguably, in some people's mind, the best guitarist in St. Grenadines, Zan George. On bass, a multi-talented man. And this speaks volumes, I'm going to say here, right? Many persons in tent life, the band leaders and the Calypsonians, consider this man to be one of the best brass men, one of the best brass men in the business. He's a policeman, man by profession. And when you can decide to sacrifice him not being in the brass line, to make him your bass man, that speaks volumes of his talent. There will be a guest artist, and more than one guest artist, we keep that close to our chest. We always have a friend here who's a very versatile man, Bomani. So I know Bomani, I ain't saying Bomani will be there now, but just think about Bomani. Think how you'll feel Bomani. The ladies' man will be part of the Queen of Calypso. So we're working assiduously and relentlessly to ensure that Queen of Calypso 2023 will be a resounding success.
Outlining some of the challenges over the years hosting the Queen of Calypso competition, Bennett said they are thankful for the various sponsors and is inviting the general public to support the female Calypsonians in this year's competition.
As an association, we have a flagship show, and that show is called Queen of Calypso. That show was reintroduced in 2018 after an absence of 15 years. We decided we need to empower our women, and that show came off well. 2019, we had another Queen of Calypso. 2020, 2021, Mr. and Mrs. COVID held their hands and entered into our lives and disrupted our lives. And there was no Queen of Calypso. Indeed, there was no carnival. Last year, because of the uncertainty, we were unable to hold our host Queen of Calypso at our preferred date, which is in June. But because the queens wanted to have a show to showcase their talent, we went all out to present a show. And we did that in December. And in December, Shannon Mackenzie retained her crown. I often say, all the ladies are queens, so we had the queens competing, and somebody was crowned Queen of Queens.
The reigning Queen of Calypso is Chanel Mackenzie. And we hear that great entertainment is expected to come from the On-Tour Calypso tent this season, which will host its first event on June 1st at the Russell's Auditorium. Speaking at Wednesday's news conference, representative of the On-Tour Calypso tent, Grantley Ipa Constance, said they will be hosting 3 shows at the auditorium, and despite some challenges, the tent still manages to have a cast of 18 for this year's Calypso season.
Shows at the Russell's Auditorium, and those 3 shows will be at June 1st, June 8th, and June 15th will be our preliminary. And I could rest assured that the patrons who is going to be at those shows will have great entertainment, diverse songs, great rendition. We have rehearsed extremely great this year, because we have a musician from overseas, I don't want to let the cat out the bag, who is a prolific saxophonist, and he's added quality to our brass lineup. We have the Next Level with brass. The Next Level band has been with us for the last 25 years now, and that is a band that was orchestrated by the On-Tour Calypso tent. We, after being with the Resurrection Band and with Black Sun and then with the Signal.
Stanley Band.
Yeah, we have put together our own band, group of musicians who has been doing a great job over the years now, and I want to thank them gratefully for sticking with us and producing such beautiful music.
Representative of the Graduates Calypso tent, Georgina Nanton, is inviting Vincentians to be part of their 3 scheduled shows on May 30th, June 6th, and 13th. At Wednesday's news conference, Nanton listed at least 19 Calypsonians who will be performing with the tent this year.
We have Bad Creation. We have Alexander. I heard some of his song, and he has a very wonderful song too. We have Mitch, all the way OTR, big up to OTR. And Mitch has something very nice also. We have Virus, Flanker, we have Sule, the man with the voice that sometimes people just can't understand but just love. You know, and he's always coming with some very, very, very positive calypsos. So, you know, Sule is definitely going to bring something good for this year. We have Buster Ski. We have Gao from Georgetown, the man Gao. So, person's gonna come out to hear Gao, Gao have something very special that I know people are going to want to hear again this year. We have Hans, we have JR, and of course, yours truly, Celine. So Celine I'm going to be part of the cast. So if you want to hear what I have, then you're going to have to come down on the 30th of May at the Russell's Auditorium. And before I close with this one, I want to encourage you again to be part of the Calypso business. Encourage someone to come out to the tent, come and listen to what Calypsonians have to say. We share the message, as I said, in our community, in the society. So get involved, come down, it's only $20.
So that's our local news.